doesn't love to brunch? Well, unfortunately, sometimes dining out comes along with long lineups and a hefty tab, meaning many of us opt to eat at home. But brunch at home can still be beautiful, and that's where interior designer Erica Cook comes in. Here with some simple tips for a stunning tablescape. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Always love seeing you, and you have wonderful ideas. So we're going to start.
Thank you.
There's a lot of elements, aren't there, when it comes to creating the beautiful table?
There is, but there's also ways to keep it simple.
Okay.
And I always think that if we can keep entertaining simple, we're more apt to want to entertain more frequently.
Of course.
So,
So
yeah.
you're not overwhelmed.
You're not overwhelmed. I always love a reason to buy fresh flowers.
Okay.
So having brunch is one of those great reasons to pull together some fun elements. Yeah, so
So we're going to make this little table centerpiece.
I thought it would be kind of fun to incorporate citrus with a floral arrangement. And sometimes these things are fidgety when we're not actual floral artists.
Right.
So what I had done is I stuffed lemon wedges inside a simple mason jar.
Okay.
But I've kind of been sneaky and I've stuck a glass inside.
Okay,
to
so
hold
there's
them
actually
up.
a tumbler. Let's show everyone at home. So there's a tumbler that you've placed inside the jar, and this is where we begin.
To help hold the lemon wedges up. So I'll let you help out with that.
From here.
Just kind of stuff them inside.
Okay.
And it creates a fresh kind of a bright look for your table.
I love this idea. Okay, and then from here, where do we go?
And then for floral arranging, sometimes it's easier if you, I think that's good.
I'm just trying, I'm wrestling with it.
If we start with one flower that's the correct height,
Yeah.
sometimes I just will come back. And you can use it almost like a ruler for the rest of the flowers.
Okay, so we'll trim these. And that's from here.
And
plant these in.
yeah, oftentimes I just kind of remove the greenery so that they stick in easier.
All right, and then it doesn't muddy your water as well.
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, this is gorgeous and so easy. That took all of 20 seconds to do.
And also, I like to use elements for your tabletop that aren't necessarily used for the purpose they're intended for.
Right.
So in this case, I've used a mason jar. It can be used later on to keep fresh granola in or something like that in your kitchen. It doesn't have to be a vase.
Right.
It's inexpensive, and it doesn't mean that you've gone out and invested a ton of money in matching vases for your tabletop.
Of course.
So tips like that too, I think that stuff like that can kind of go a long way to extending your budget as far as decor goes. And also, don't forget too, sometimes we can just use fresh fruit as a table, like a focus on your tabletop.
Yeah.
Fresh lemons in a glass urn.
Gorgeous. Okay, we're running out of time. We can talk about decor all day, but let's get to food, and of course, we want to get to mimosas too. So what are we making for food?
So for food, what I thought would be best for keeping things simple is to have these little yogurt parfaits done the night before in a mason jar. It's easy, saves cleanup. You can put out different bowls of toppings so that your guests can customize the yogurt themselves, and they don't need to have you do that for them. And things like these little pancake bites.
This is such an adorable idea.
It's just a mini pancake with a dollop of Nutella and a fresh strawberry. But having bite-sized breakfast things like that mean that your guests can walk around and socialize rather than having a formal sit-down breakfast, which also cuts back on cleanup.
Absolutely. Last but not least, mimosas. We have a variety. What flavors have you created here this morning?
I always like to start off with great ingredients. I'm a big fan of Simply Orange and coconut. Has 80% or 80 calories a serving, and that's 25% less than the leading OJ brands.
Yeah, I'm familiar.
Which is great.
I had a mimosa this past weekend with that.
No preservatives, no added sweeteners. So that's my base that I always start out with. And then, again, you have different fruits that you can go with and use a muddler to crush them. I put them in the bottom of the jug, pour the juice in, give it a swish, and they're good to go. And if you choose to have a splash of Prosecco or champagne, you can do that as well to create a mimosa.
And call it a Sunday fun day. Okay, really quickly, which flavors?
So this is blueberry, this is grapefruit rosemary, and this one is muddled raspberry.
Lovely, I love it. Okay, where can people find you, Erica?
I am on Instagram at erica.cook. My blog is Moth Design. If you Google Erica Cook Moth Design, it'll show up.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, on Twitter as well, EC Moth Design.
And we'll put links up on our website as well. Always lovely to see you.
So good to see you.
Okay, we're going to dig in here and